leading up to these new console launches has been a little bit strange. I have to admit, I've seen a lot more FUD than usual. If you don't know what FUD stands for, it stands for fear, uncertainty, doubt. Now, this is something that really plagued the Xbox One at the beginning of last generation. There was a lot of FUD out there about the Xbox One, that it wasn't working right, that nothing worked right, the games were broken, the dashboard was broken, and, overall, this can impact a lot of different things. When we're trying to choose which console we're going to buy at launch, a lot of these rumors and things can really kind of lead you to buy a different console or go a different direction altogether. So it's very interesting when FUD comes out and misinformation comes out. You got to kind of nip that in the bud as soon as possible, and there is various instances of this more recently. So this should be a very good video because now it's officially confirmed some FUD about the PlayStation 5. Hey everybody, what's up? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. Unscripted. That's right. Nothing worse than clicking on a video and seeing somebody read from a script like a robot. Am I right? I mean, come on. Listen, I've made some changes around here. Gameplay. I play tons of games. I'm recording everything I play. You guys are seeing my gameplay. Good, bad, in between. I've got nothing to hide about the gameplay. That's so much more refreshing than seeing someone not take the time to actually record their own stuff and maybe go out and just record, old announcement that Microsoft made or Sony made. That doesn't take much ingenuity, in my opinion. Go out there unscripted and have a ball. Know what and you know what? Treat your audience like they're smart. Okay, I think you guys are intelligent, smart audience. I'm not going to try to make you feel less important and less intelligent by using big words and try to deltas, alphas, this, that. You know what I mean? Look, we're learning together. We kind of go through this stuff together, and I love learning and talking about games together. So thank you so much for all the new subscribers, old subscribers, everybody in between. Like the video, share it out, all that kind of good stuff. Thank you so much for rocking out with me. So anyway. Again, this is about some FUD that got busted, debunked about the PlayStation 5, and it's been debunked multiple times now, yet people still run with it. It's something that's actually going to happen. So I love doing these videos, kind of nipping that in the bud, and, this is just another one of those instances. Again, trying to give you some kind of idea of some of the FUD that we've heard so far. We heard about the PlayStation 5, and it's had to put up with a fair share of it, by the way, because there's a lot of YouTubers and people in general that just out there trying to make the PlayStation 5 look bad. Listen, I'm not a genius when it comes to this stuff, but there was this thing called a GitHub leak last year, and people were running with that as being factual, that the PlayStation 5 was, RDNA 1, which, by the way, that's not capable of doing, hardware-based ray tracing, which the PS5 is capable of. There was other instances, so we knew that you didn't even have to look that far to find out that was fake, because Sony confirmed hardware-based ray tracing last year when they announced the PlayStation 5, and then you had AMD confirm that you need RDNA 2 to do hardware-based ray tracing. So 1 and 1 equals 2. It's very, very simple, okay? There was also all these ridiculous rumors that there was only 12 gigs of memory in the PlayStation 5 and, RDNA 1 and it just 9.2 teraflops, just anything to make the PlayStation 5 look bad or worse than the Xbox Series X. Listen, the Xbox Series X is a beast of a console. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. If you're happy with the Xbox One X, you'll be happy with that. There's going to be, obviously, more games. Now, are these the type of games you're going to like, or hardcore games? That remains to be seen, but at the same time, I'm sure that if you were happy with what we've gotten the last 3 or 4 years, which is next to nothing, you'll continue to be happy. Because they're obviously going to do a little bit more, and they're still going to come out with Gears, Forza, and Halo. That's water is wet, sun rises, sun sets, there's the moon. It's just pretty much that simple. So there's all that stuff that Sony has had to kind of combat. People saying that, the PS5 it has poor ventilation, all this kind of stuff. Again, that's all FUD. People trying to get people not to be invested in the PlayStation 5. The main reason is because people want to see, those are Xbox fans, obviously, and they want to see Xbox sort of recover from that. All that stuff has been debunked, and now we know the PlayStation 5, not only is it not going to overheat, but they've got such a sleek, futuristic design on it, it's actually, going to be run cooler than any other PlayStation that's come out in history, and quieter. So they've really rectified all this stuff, proven that, hey, this is, not the case time and time again. Now, we've got another instance of this. So, there's this thing on Xbox Series X called, quote-unquote, Smart Delivery. and I've gone over this quite a few times, okay? Smart delivery is just what we've been getting already, okay? Sony was doing quote-unquote smart delivery on the PlayStation 4 Pro back in 2016. What is smart delivery, you might ask? Well, say you have a game, let's say Rise of the Tomb Raider, okay? Then the PS4 Pro comes out. Well, Rise of the Tomb Raider gets a free update with free enhancements for the better version, okay? If you have the disc version, it does it. If you have the digital version, it does it. So that's going to go into next generation as well. Now, people are out there actually believing that if a big third-party company was going to give a free upgrade from the Xbox One version to the Xbox Series X version to Microsoft and not do the exact same thing to PlayStation, it was borderline ridiculous. And we know it's ridiculous because the same companies that have confirmed the smart delivery free upgrade for your Xbox Series X also confirmed the same thing on PlayStation 5. The only difference is Sony hasn't come out with a weird term for it where people can latch onto it like it's some huge feature. It is a good thing, but it's totally moot in like less than 2 years once everybody moves on from the previous generation anyway. So realistically, and how many games are going to be coming out between now and the next generation? So it's not really this huge deal. I mean, I get it, and I do think that it's a very interesting thing. But at the same time, I don't think that it's, like this huge, like, oh man, this is why you should get Xbox, right? Like, it doesn't really work that way. So yesterday was Ubisoft's big, they did their big press conference, and they showed off some games. Now, Assassin's Creed Valhalla confirmed upgrade from PS4 to PS5. If you purchase the current gen version, you get the game, and this is the press release. And I will link this in the description as well. It says Assassin's Creed Valhalla will release on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 upon the launch of the consoles. Players who purchase Assassin's Creed Valhalla on Xbox One or PlayStation 4 will be able to upgrade their game to the next-gen versions, Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5 at no additional cost. And this also follows Ubisoft offering free upgrade for Watch Dogs Legions, which got a release date alongside Valhalla at the Ubisoft Forward as well. So, again, the Ubisoft Forward was a little bit strange to me. Like, it was okay. It wasn't nothing spectacular. But, again, they were out there quick to confirm. Smart delivery, even if it's not called smart delivery, is there on the PlayStation 5 as well. And I think that's very important because, everybody was just kind of running with the narrative that Xbox is the only game in town for that. And that's just absolutely ridiculous. You'd actually think these big third parties are going to give up what's going to be the largest install base next generation? Of course they're not going to do that. It wouldn't make any sense to do that, and thankfully that's not going to be the case. So again, they've proven that completely false. I will link this in the description so you can check it out. If you are new to my channel and you're like, oh, okay, well, that's good that you're doing this, but where's your source? What's your backup of this? Every single video I do, if you look down in the description, there's a link to the source if it's a news video. Now, if it's opinion, that's a totally different story. That's my own opinion. I don't need to source that. That's just my opinion. It can differ from anybody else's or everybody else's. It doesn't matter. Now, if it's a leak or rumor and I can still link it, I will. But if it's something that somebody told me in confidence and they want to remain anonymous, I have to keep that. That's the way you keep friends when you kind of do this kind of stuff. So, I have a pretty decent track record, not right all the time, but I'm not going to throw anybody that's helped me out under the bus because then I won't get any more information. So I absolutely would love to hear you guys' feedback on this. Like, what do you think? Like, were you realistically thinking that the Xbox Series X were going to get free upgrades to next gen and the PlayStation 5 weren't? Or are you one of the people that were running with the whole Far Cry 6 is 4K on Xbox One X and Series X, and then because they don't mention the PS5 because of a marketing deal with Microsoft, to believe that the current gen Xbox One X is going to do 4K on that game, but not the next gen PlayStation 5, which is like so much more powerful? Like, there's so many types of misinformation going out there and ignorance, and I'm just happy to kind of go out there and just kind of be the regular Joe, the regular guy, to kind of explain this stuff and kind of get the realistic things out there. Listen, next gen we're going to get a wide gamut of different stuff. We're going to get stuff at 60 frames, maybe stuff at 120. We're going to get 4K. We're going to get dynamic stuff that goes up to 4K. We're probably going to get some 1440s in there. Like, listen, you have to really kind of open up your mind and just accept the fact that we're not going to get all 4K 120 frames or 60 frames. We're going to get 30 frames still sometimes. Like, it's all in the developers what they want to do, and that's their job, so we can't exactly force them to do something. So at the end of the day, it just kind of is what it is. But I really hope you enjoyed my video, and I really thank you for the time that you've taken out to watch another one of my videos. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much. If you want to hit me up on Twitter at _Crapgamer, Xbox Live, MOH, Space Crapgamer, PSN, just Crapgamer, and I try to respond to everybody. So if you're sending me messages and stuff, bear with me. I've been responding to as many as I can, as quickly as I can. It just, it takes time sometimes. And like I said, if you want to help me out, just like the video or hit that bell so you're notified of everything as soon as it drops. That's the best way you can support content creators. I really hope you guys stay safe, happy, and healthy. Be good to each other out there. Game on. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.